Hey everybody, it's Phil Strazula from Select Software Reviews, and we're back with another interview with somebody who kind of knows a heck of a lot more than we do. Today we're talking about candidate assessments, pre and post hire, how it relates to just hiring the right person and helping build the team that you want. I'm here with Linda Scorzo. She is the CEO of Hiring Indicators, which is part of Reveal. And Linda, thank you so much for joining us. Do you mind giving us a quick background on yourself and what you do on a day-to-day basis?
Absolutely. Thank you, Phil, for having me. On a little background on myself, I would title myself CEO / entrepreneur. I've owned 6 to 7 different businesses. This current business, Hiring Indicators, is a sister company to a family business called Car Assessments that's been around for over 50 years. I purchased it 7-8 years ago and decided that the software itself was in great need of a facelift. So I went to the drawing board. I was fortunate enough to have the original team still involved and working with developers to roll out this new SaaS model. So I essentially took the customer request. So the call would come into Car Assessments and, hey, we need an assessment for this position. Can you set it up for us? So I just removed the person and put this dashboard of administering assessments directly in the user's hands.
That's awesome. Congratulations. And it's really cool that you've run all these different businesses. Does CAR stand for something?
The original founder, Ed Carr,
Okay.
he started studying. There are lots of different assessments, as we briefly touched on. He was studying the behavioral strengths and potentials for growth for police officers. That was the start of what he was doing in the 1960s.
Wow, that's fascinating. And
Yes.
So you saw this opportunity, great brand, great process. Let's digitize it and make it a solution that's more scalable.
If it were that easy, I honestly can't take the credit for the founders. I'm not an industrial psychologist. They truly are the geniuses. There are many assessment measures, and it depends on what you want to measure. That the body of work that I took over, I saw the genius in what they had done in creating this multi-measure instrument that looks at a lens, whether you're looking for behaviors, problem solving, work style, cognitive abilities, and reports on competencies. So that's really the knowledge, skills, and abilities of an individual, or their soft skills, which is really widely becoming a more popular term of how important that is related to how someone can do a job.
That's awesome. Do you mind giving us your take on why is it important to have a rigorous assessment?
I wouldn't say rigorous as much as I would say a valid and reliable assessment. That means one that says it's measuring what it says it's going to measure. And so you can do that through, this is what that body of work that they created was testing and using different instruments to validate over time with companies. We are trying to measure problem solving skills. We are trying to measure behavioral strengths and weaknesses. We are measuring. Does that give you an example of how important? It's more that it's measuring what it says it's going to measure. And so it depends on what the company's looking for. If they are looking to hire for a unique position, then it's going to be based on job requirements. So you align what's called out in the job description. And then the industrial psychologist said, okay, that equates to this competency, communication, for example. And so then they set the formula using those instruments. And there's 3 or 4, could be up to 6, depending on if you're talking about an electrician, drywaller, to a supervisor, up to a director position. It's going to vary across those, but they did all of that work and body of work to create a valid and reliable instrument.
And is it mostly multiple choice? Is it unstructured answers?
Yes, it depends again on the position, all driven by the position requirements. So the only one there are multiple choice or I'm more like, less like, this is more my style or not my style, and either this or that. Each test is a little bit different. It's not time. There is one time component in the cognitive or what we call general abilities assessment. And so those are multiple choice.
And what have you seen in the value that you guys bring to your customers?
That we've helped put the right candidates in the right seat. We're not the only decision factor. We're a component of their, again, whether it's pre-hire, post-hire, the resumes that you've got, however many resumes they're screening through. This is another filter to give them objective information to either really break open an interview, confirm an interview, or help make a final hiring decision. And post-hire, the same assessment can be used as an individual candidate moves up through an organization. As an example, come around to performance review time, and this is someone who's done well and they're looking at them for the next level. Well, that next level may require people management. Well, that's a whole different skill set. So here, let's assess for that position and help them be successful in the role. This product, this body of work that's been created here at Hiring Indicators is to help organizations, not to screen out anyone, but to help them land on the right candidates for their organization.
Do you find that this is most impactful for certain types of candidates or organizations?
No, we're really across all industries. It gives the company, I've heard over and over from our clients, a better batting average. They've got good instincts. Recruiters say, it's a value add for their organization. It's one more confirmation as they present final candidates to who they were hired to search for.
And what about the post-hire assessment? Is the point of that to put somebody in the right role? It's like, hey, we know we want you at the company, but we're not sure what role you're in, or to diagnose where they might need help from their manager?
It's similar to the pre-hire. It's looking at the job requirements of what this new position is going to entail and require. And so having a report based on those specific job requirements is going to help them identify, I wouldn't call them deficiencies, but where they would need support. It gives narratives to help coach and teach them how to be most successful in that role.
What do you think recruiting teams screw up when it comes to assessments?
I think I don't like to use the word screwed up or messed up. I just think that everyone can improve. There's many tentacles of hiring and different tools that can help confirm and narrow and confirm a final candidate is a better choice. So if you can improve your process by adding this into your process, I think that you make a better choice in presenting your final candidates to the companies you're representing.
I know you earlier you said you don't like to use the word rigorous, and I'm wondering if that's because it's overly burdensome to candidates.
No, so rigorous, will you define rigorous for me? And then I'll apply it to contextually to our situation.
Sure. So I guess for me, it would be comprehensive. So not just understanding, can you do maybe the 2 or 3 skills that we need on this job, but perhaps also, are you a good culture fit? And do you have, I don't know, the potential to make it to the next level, and all these other considerations that would be important for somebody for a longer term fit?
Okay, thank you. I really put context because I was thinking rigorous was hard and the candidate's experience in taking the assessment. So no, it's not hard for the candidate, and it is rigorous. It's complex. It's elaborate. The body of work that exists, and again, job requirements for a director of operations is different than an attorney. So there may be effective communication in both of the reporting that will be given back to the user to view about this person. It's all about landing the right person in the right seat and helping them be successful in their role. Can they do the job? Measuring the competencies, the knowledge, skills, and abilities of the soft skills, not whether they're a coder and they're proficient in Java, etc., but the soft skills that relate to that job they're applying for or moving up laterally in the business.
Do you have any advice for people when they create these assessments and how to communicate them to candidates, and how to just make it a positive candidate experience?
Yes, always reach out, talk to me. I want to hear what your problem is. What is it you're trying to solve? Listen to your organization and what is really their need. What kind of gap are they trying to close? Understand that, ask them for a job description. We return a job description with the competencies that will be measured so they can do a side-by-side comparison of, we're looking for this. This is where on the report we're going to refer to for information about that. Does that answer your question, Phil?
Yeah, it does. I'm wondering if somebody's out there and they're listening to this and they're like, we don't really do a good job of assessments. I like what Linda is saying. What are some good ways that they can learn more about your work and try to get in touch?
They can email me at linda@hiringindicators.com or success@hiringindicators.com. Our support team will reach out to them. Want to have a 15-minute discussion and hear from them what they're looking to improve. If you're using assessments, it's either you're looking to improve, you understand how important that can improve your batting score in your pre-hire game or help in your post-hire game. When you have it just kind of translates through the organization. When you have a right hire, a good hire in the right seat, you have better customer service, better teams working together. It flows through to your bottom line of an organization. So it's incredibly important to consider looking at that, and multi-measure assessments are a way. It's not a singular lens. We're not looking solely at behaviors. We're doing a more comprehensive look, in your terms, rigorous look, but not rigorous on the candidate in terms of what they're required to take.
That's good. Yeah, we all survive the SATs. We don't need to patch that.
Right.
Well, Linda, thank you so much for sharing your expertise here and for joining me.
Thank you, Phil, for having me.